Hello and welcome back to Phone a Friend News with the Ambassadors of Gaming. I'm one of your two hosts, Ambassador Chris,
And I'm Ambassador Michael,
and we have news about stuff,
indubitably. So,
gaming stuff.
this first piece of news is I ran across this article and I felt it was important because I completely fucking forgot about this game. Ninja Theory's Hellblade, which is, I guess, a spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword. I never played it because I don't own a PS3. Um,
I also did not play it for the same reason.
it is in development for PS4 and PC, and the article was like, why Ninja Theory's Hellblade isn't coming out in 2016. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because we have like a fucking month left and they haven't
Yeah,
even announced the release date. So that would be a pretty good indicator. Like, the only reason I'm busting the balls of the place I got this from was because it wasn't like a big name, you know what I mean? It wasn't IGN or Kotaku. It was
yeah,
just like,
yeah, I
a
understand.
smaller site.
I
But
get it.
they were the only person I've seen even talk about this game in fucking forever. I forgot this game even was coming out. I forgot it was even a fucking thing. Like, we're usually pretty on top of shit,
Yeah,
but I just wanted to put it out there because the only Ninja Theory game I ever played is the DMC remake, the Devil May Cry remake that all people that love Devil May Cry hate. Um, and it was pretty coherent in terms of gameplay, so I'm actually excited for this game, even though I know nothing fucking about it, other than it's based on Celtic mythology. Yeah, Celtic.
Celtic. Is that what
Celtic.
you're going for?
Yeah.
Celtic.
It it's spelled with two C's.
Celtic.
Why is it pronounced Celtic? It has two fucking C's in it. Two
Celtic.
of them.
Celtic.
There's no H's, just C's.
Okay.
Anyways, go on.
Moving along from Michael. No Man's Sky news. I know what you're thinking. No Man's Sky. That's that game that you either did one of two things with. You either one returned it to GameStop the next day, slash returned it to GameStop like 3 months later, and they give you $2 for it. Literally because they
Oh,
have
I know.
so many of them. I asked. I
You
went
could buy
GameStop.
it for like $7,
Yeah. Well, new new they sell it for 25.
but
The
used you can
price is
still buy
dropped.
it for like $7.
Yeah, used you can buy it really cheap, but I asked them, and the reason that the price is so high, at least at my local GameStop in Kent, the reason the price is or the reason that the price is so low for them paying you for it is because they have so many of them. Apparently, what was
Supply
it?
and demand.
Over 50% of the people returned it. Like it's just
Yeah,
uber quick.
yeah.
Um, or two, in my situation, which is you put it, you played it the first day it came out, was like, okay, this is okay, even though it's not what I expected, and then you shoved it on your shelf and you never touched it again.
I still
Which
have
was,
it. I played it for a couple weeks, and then I kind of dropped off because I started playing other shit
yeah,
that was, no
um,
offense, better.
yeah. So they have an update called the Foundation Update, and essentially this is going to bring base building into the formula. Um, so I think this is kind of cool. A lot of people were really disappointed when they threw words like Minecraft around, how they included it in like their
Mm,
description of their game, but there was really no Minecraft to it aside from mining.
mining, yeah, for the
Aside
most
from
part.
mining just the plants or things around you or rocks, you couldn't
Well,
really dig into the earth. You couldn't really make an impact on the planet. Literally, as soon as you'd go into orbit and come back down,
yeah, it's gone.
it's gone.
Um, here's my here's my thing about the Minecraft thing is when when I make the comparison of it to Minecraft, I'm not talking about Minecraft now. I'm talking about Minecraft when it first released, when it was like super shitty and there wasn't basically anything you could do. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
even
in an
then,
embryonic sort of state is what I mean. It's hopefully going to turn into Minecraft at a point where it is now, where it becomes this thing where it can evolve and actually like gain some ground. But I think they're fucked, like, in terms of like they have a hardcore dedicated fan base like most people, but it's like significantly smaller
I
than most.
feel I feel bad for Hello Games because in through all their PR and everything and all the hardships they went through, like they really care about their game.
Yeah, they do.
Like they weren't trying. It was like I said in a previous video. I think it was a classic case of misunderstanding what they meant by a mixture of Destiny, Minecraft, um, and like a first-person shooter aspect. Like
Yeah.
we were all expecting something very different, and I feel bad because the game itself, it doesn't have a bad idea on paper. It just
No. The game's not
It
bad. It's just
it
everybody
just
thought it
it
was
felt
something it
very
wasn't.
neutered.
Yeah, well,
It
it
just
just
did not feel like it had much at all in it.
well, you expected it to be like fucking Blizzard and Destiny had a fuck baby with Minecraft.
You're looking
Like,
for I believe the word you're looking for is love child.
yeah. Well, no,
Okay.
it's a fuck baby because it's not a love child. There's no love and there's no child.
No,
There's
you
just
use love
fuckery.
child in the sense of two things that can't necessarily have a child. For example, if you said like one, it looks like this guy and this guy had a love child because
Okay.
they can't, they got two peeners. They cannot.
Biologically reproduce. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay, but moving away from that. Um, I mean, I'll give it a try. I haven't touched it
yeah.
in a really long time, but I'm willing to give it a try.
If you hate it, you
That's
hate it.
exactly.
Honestly, your
Uh,
your efforts are better somewhere else. Like at this point, the game's dead to the average populace. So just let it go. Like just let them do their thing. They fucked up. They're gonna have to deal with it. So
well, the collector in me kept the game,
yeah,
unfortunately, because I'm too much of a wimp to
part with
return
it for like
games.
$5.
Yeah, I could
I
have gone. I could have returned it and bought Chipotle, but no.
I kept it
Um,
because I actually like it because it is what I expected it to be and it is what I wanted it to be because I'm a fucking nerd and I really like space and all I ever wanted to do was explore space and I can.
yeah.
So that's all I care about.
All right, and then one little last tidbit about No Man's Sky was that they were the developer Hello Games was potentially facing charges of false advertising. They have been cleared of that.
Yeah, the ASA, which is a European entity. I think it's the Association
Advertisement
of
something agency,
yeah, something like that.
probably.
Advertising Standards Association, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, they cleared them out. If you want to go read that, you can, but it's basically a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo that I don't feel you need to be subjected to. Um,
Right.
Long and the clear is games procedurally generating, so what they see in a trailer and what you experience in real gameplay might not necessarily be the same thing, which clears them of their name. Um,
Yeah.
so, anyways, we're gonna move on now.
So Mike, you want to go on, move on to your super rumor?
Oh boy, let me tell you. So I saw this rumor, right? This is a story. This is like a story about some shit that
Mike
happened. All
says,
right,
"Sit down." Mike says, "Sit down around the campfire, roast some marshmallows. I got a story for you."
let me tell you, fam. This shit was crazy.
Easy,
Anyways,
fam.
so
New
I
here.
was scrolling through Twitter as I do throughout the day,
Your
and
local Twitter tweeter.
yeah, and there's this gentleman named Tim Geddes. He works for Kind of Funny, and they're moderately
What is kind of
successful.
funny?
They're people from IGN. They used to work at IGN. They formed their own thing. Anyways, they're not like some bullshit thing. Like they hosted a Final Fantasy 15 reveal event. So like if you don't know who they are, they're pretty legit in terms of credibility and that kind of shit and having industry knowledge.
Yeah.
Anyways, he tweeted out something along the lines of all these Marvel vs. Capcom 4 rumors for PSX have got me pumped, and I was like, hold on, I need to find this out. I need to see some shit. So I went and researched. Was going through the forums, going through
Mike
the
put on his
things.
detective glasses and his
I
big
was
pipe.
ready, so I was looking
Put
through
on his
these
Sherlock
things,
Holmes hat to do some research. Okay, I'm done. I'm
and
sorry.
I found a
I'm
thing.
babbling.
Hold on, fam.
You found a thing.
Hold on. Let me tell you. I'll put this hat on right,
We're putting the
and I was
Pikachu hat
ready
on.
to go. So there was an image that somebody had posted in Reddit that was circulated around. And it was claimed to be a like the thing you see at the end of a teaser where it's like the name and all the production companies and all that shit with the logo.
Oh sure.
It was that, and it was a mock-up of the number 4, but in a very, it looked kind of like Transformers style in terms of the way the logo was designed. It looked very metallic, but it also was in the Fantastic Four font
Okay.
and in the shape of the number 4. And I was like, huh, this looks like some real shit. So I started, and I went to the Fanboys of Gaming, and I was like, look, this is some shit. We need to figure this out. We gotta figure out what's going on here. I don't want to get my hopes and dreams up, and I don't want them to be crushed. So we were going through, and the image ended up being a fan-made image. some guy was like, he was just fucking around and he just wanted to conceptualize something, and then
In
it, you
Photoshop.
know, yeah, and so of course it's the internet, people don't read shit, and it just ran away. So that,
TLDR line.
yeah, it's really cool. Don't get me wrong, the guy that made it, it's really good. Like, I'm actually gonna use it for the thumbnail of this video. Um,
Yay.
but it is a false image. So we were all like, what the fuck? And this was 2 days ago, I think this started. And then yesterday, yeah, yesterday I saw an article somewhere that had linked back to an interview they had with the director in March, I believe, where he said that they have no plans to working on Marvel vs. Capcom 4. They're not fucking doing that for a while. They got to work a bunch of shit out with Marvel. I guess they lost their licenses with Marvel in 2013. So like, they make Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and then that was it. They actually couldn't even patch that game because Marvel wouldn't let them. So I saw that and I was like, well, that's fucking weird. But then again, it's a director, like, even if he could say something, even if he wanted to, he couldn't fucking say anything about it. You know what I mean? Until there's an official reveal of it. So,
Yeah.
So then, Polygon, those motherfuckers, came out of nowhere today. Let me read you a quote. Now, this is the quote from Polygon, the Polygon article. Multiple sources tell Polygon that Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is currently in development and slated for release sometime in 2017. Now, Polygon, they don't fuck around.
No, they do not. That is
They're
a bigger one.
Yeah, them, Kotaku, and IGN I consider like the bigger three, at least the three that I go to. And so if they're saying they have sources saying it's legit, it's probably fucking legit, which makes me pumped. Granted, PSX is Saturday, so we'll know in like 4 or 5 days. Now, if it is a leak, that was pretty fucking, like, they kept the lid on it for pretty fucking long. Like, you know what I mean? If it is a real thing, which it sounds like it is, I mean, it leaks, what, 4 or 5 days before your presentation announcement? That's not bad at all. Like, that's pretty good, considering how fast things get leaked.
Things get leaked so far ahead of time, even if it's just little details. Like, there's always someone who spills the beans, or always some sort of paperwork that gets lost and then gets into the hands of someone who shouldn't have it.
Well, it's like the Tomb Raider thing a couple weeks ago, the Fallout 4 thing. Do you remember the Fallout 4 thing?
No.
Somebody had leaked a shitload of stuff, like images, videos, storyboards, concept art to somebody at Kotaku. I think it was Jason Schreier. Yeah, that sounds about right. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But they leaked it to him and he posted it because that's his fucking job. He had news to break and he broke it. You know what I mean? So what happened to him? That's the blacklisted his ass. They blacklisted his ass real quick. Like, he's not allowed to Bethesda press conferences, any of that bullshit. Like, he's not allowed to fucking... They won't do shit for him no more. Because he leaked their game like 6 months in advance. But that's his fucking job, you know what I mean? And that's the risk he has to take to do his fucking job and do it well. And that's why people respect him. Now, granted, this is also the same guy that broke the news about No Man's Sky and then received death threats for doing his job. So, like, you know what I mean? Dude just does good work, and people will get pissy about it, so it's whatever, you know what I mean?
So
that
yes, is that.
That's the breadcrumb trails, and I'm fucking excited. I think I'm going to do a small coverage thing Saturday, by the way, for PSX. Maybe put it up Sunday, just to recap, go over, my thoughts and opinions. If you would like to join me, you can. If you're busy, I'll do it myself. It's not a problem.
I work Saturday mornings, fam.
Fair enough. This would be Saturday night anyways. This would be like 8 or 9 o'clock probably, maybe 10. I wouldn't even post it until Sunday anyways. Let me know. We'll talk about this later.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on into flash news, which are just kind of a little tidbits of information. Nothing really that we have all that much detail on. If you are unfamiliar with the way we do things here,
they're essentially
with the ambassadors of gaming. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out. PlayStation finally released their community app. What is there? We have a name for it, or is it just called Community?
It's probably just called Community.
Okay. And essentially, what this is, it's like a forum, and it's kind of like it's an LFG for all like games that offer LFG. It's basically just one big
Well, it's
PSN social media
well
essentially.
the community thing in PSN. It's just that removed into an application for your phone, but it is sorted by game, so you can go in and look at forum posts, or you can go in and look at clips, or you can go in and LFG with people there. So, which is weird because, like, if you can go in an LFG with people in there, why isn't that like a thing, like in the system software? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Microsoft nailed it already, so like, I'm sure Sony could do it too. Anyways,
exactly.
next piece. This is again headline: Nintendo Switch hands-on debut to take place in New York on January 13th, which I assume will be after the Direct, which will be like, here's the launch lineup, here's a bunch of the games running on it or whatever, you know.
The launch lineup is what I'm really eager to see. As for the actual gameplay of it, you can see someone play a game on it, but you won't really have your full details until you play it yourself. Like,
I'm gonna apologize in advance, but don't hold your breath for Zelda on launch.
yeah, it's not happening most likely.
I had to work in a pun there. I'm sorry.
Most likely.
Um,
All right.
go for it.
Titanfall 2. If you aren't familiar, a little while back, Overwatch did a free-to-play weekend,
Mhm.
which was kind of cool for people that haven't played Overwatch. I still haven't played Overwatch, but in an effort to get people to try it, and they're like, hey, I like this. I'm going to go buy this game. Titanfall is doing the same thing. They're going to be doing a multiplayer trial. It begins Friday, and it is free for PSN, Xbox, and PC.
Your thing just went off, didn't it?
Stop listening.
um, I feel like this should become a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this should just become a staple thing. Like, the game releases, and then, like, a month or two later, you release, like, you do a free weekend, and then a couple months later, you do another free weekend. That way you can get more people coming in
Well, this,
to play
this
your
is by
game.
the choice of the developers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's all up to them. Do they? I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good idea, especially for games that sold or were released between the cracks. I say between the cracks because Titanfall 2 was definitely really small
Fucked.
in the shadow of Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Got
Um,
fucked. It's basically what
It was
happened.
really, really just kind of like a.
That and the price of it has been marked down significantly. I think you can buy it for like 30 or $40 right now.
And I feel you should know that this
So,
is uh, fan. I almost call this something else. Ambassadors of Gaming, first-person shooter of choice. This is
indeed.
Titanfall is what we play. We don't play the. Not that we're too good. We're not trying to be hipsters. Oh, Call of Duty's too mainstream.
Simply put, we don't have enough money to buy Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Titanfall for basically the same experience.
Exactly. I never really played much Battlefield. I played a few of the older games, and it just didn't grab me like Call of
Yeah.
Duty did. But hey, some people love Battlefield, and that's awesome. Like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what game you play. You're a gamer. You're here.
Well, you're in that
Whatever.
camp, is what it is. If you like
Exactly.
Battlefield, you like Battlefield. You like Call of Duty, you like Call of Duty. It's just
And
how it is.
then Michael, we had planned to we have all three consoles, all
Indeed.
three of the Microsoft console, which shall remain unnamed, so it doesn't yell at me. The
Wii U
PS4
and
and then the
PS4.
Wii U.
Yeah.
And we were planning to get that. We try and switch off game
Mhm.
consoles, so that we can get a full use out of all of them. We were going to get the new Call of Duty for the Microsoft console. Mike played the beta, right? Mike played the beta, and he just he didn't care for it.
No.
And I don't get a joy out of playing any sort of multiplayer game like that, especially shooters, if I'm playing by myself.
Yeah.
I just don't get any joy out of it. So when Mike messaged me, said, hey, I'm canceling my pre-order, and I was like,
Well, fuck.
okay, I guess I'm canceling mine too.
My problem isn't specifically with Call of Duty in general. I don't mind Call of Duty. I like most of the Call of Duties. It's Infinity Ward games just feel weird to me. Like they're very fast and light compared to the Black Ops like in Treyarch ones. The Treyarch ones are like slower feeling kind of, you know what I mean, bulky. And then those are a little bit faster, and then the Sledgehammer one, the Advanced Warfare one, felt like an in between. Like it felt like a little bit
I enjoyed
grounded.
Advanced Warfare.
at times, but it also had kind of the fast pace of an Infinity Ward game in terms of the multiplayer. So I like Advanced Warfare better than the Infinite Warfare beta, but it just wasn't for me, and I was like, well, I'm not going to spend my money on this. And the only reason I was really buying it in the first place is because I wanted the remaster. And if I'm not even going to play Infinite Warfare, then why the fuck am I going to spend $80 or $90 on it? You
You
know?
see, they were smart. There were a lot of people who were just going to, or at least people spouted about it on the internet,
Yeah.
where they were going to buy the bundle because that was the only way to get the remastered of Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, and then just return Advanced Warfare. And they were like, well, we can't have that. So they built it into the script. I mean,
Yeah.
they're like, so they built it into the script of the game.
Yep.
It is a game within a game. You cannot,
It's a collection.
yeah, you cannot play it without having Infinite Warfare.
Well, to be fair, Activision didn't become a $2 billion grossing company by, doing shit like that. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm already skeptical on Call of Duty ever since the whole so many of the loot rewards in the crates.
oh yeah. Ever since the microtransactions moved into
especially the
guns.
one-hit kill guns. Those, I don't know. I was just really disappointed.
Yeah. Yep.
But all right, we're
Moving forward.
babbling now, so
Moving on.
we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Go ahead and try and check up on our channel at least once a week. That's how often we try to do this.
You cut me off. We have
What?
one more. We didn't cover the last one.
Oh, we do. I'm sorry, man.
So at the Game Awards, which is Thursday, if you are interested, the Game Awards is kind of like the Grammys for gaming. Not granted, for the most part, this is big hodgepodge people. Kojima, for example, is going to be there. Call of Duty is up for awards. Battlefield's up for awards. Surprisingly, Inside is up for a lot of awards. Inside, an indie game. Apparently a really, really good one. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet. To be honest, I keep forgetting. But anyways, apparently Breath of the Wild gameplay is going to be shown. Not apparently, it will be shown. And also Prey, which is interesting because Prey, I guess, is a reboot. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
Prey 2, but now it's rebooted. Anyways, that game looks fucking awesome, and I'm really
I have
excited
not
for
seen
that.
anything from that game yet.
The E3 trailer is super cinematic, but it looks fucking sweet.
Keep in mind that Breath of the Wild is. Do not judge the game too much on its load times or graphic abilities at this time, because most likely, in fact, I'd be willing to bet my bottom dollar that this Breath of the Wild that we're going to see is going to be running on the Wii U.
Oh yeah, well
As
no, it's
opposed
not.
to-
It's gonna be recorded gameplay. It's not gonna be like they're not gonna live play it there. It's
Oh, I
gonna
thought they
be
were
a
going to
video.
live play it.
No, it's gonna be a video. That's almost always how they do this, unless they're trying to show it off, and then you realize that doesn't work. Like, did you see on the Uncharted thing a couple of E3s ago? They tried to play Uncharted 4 for a live demo at E3, and it just didn't work for like 5 minutes. They had to like completely close out the application, open it back up, reload the game, all during the presentation. And they're like, "Yeah,
Oh,
we're sorry about that." I'm like, "That's why you don't do live gameplays. You just record gameplay videos."
Funny thing. I'll go ahead and end this on a fun fact. The original Halo, after it was the console gameplay was, or not Halo, I'm sorry, Halo 2.
Mhm.
After the original Halo 2 gameplay, or not Halo 2, it was Halo 3. I'm sorry. I know it's Halo 3. I'm right on Halo 3. They did a live gameplay trailer, and everything went fine before Halo 3 was released. But an interview with one of the former employees that worked on Halo 3, who designed the demo that was shown, he said that it was really, really heavily scripted. That
yeah.
if you moved, like in his own words, if you move outside the safe bound that our set boundary lines that we put in, it instantly and violently crashes. In his own words,
That's fucking awesome.
instantly and violently crashes.
Damn, so they just built like a corridor through like where they were
Well, no,
supposed
no.
to go.
It was still an open space. It's
Oh,
just
okay,
that
okay.
they just rehearsed where to go.
Oh, okay.
Like, I assume that there were probably some spaces that didn't even have
like
solid
assets.
tiles where like you would walk on the ground a little bit and you would just face through the ground like the Division.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Division did
So,
have a lot of holes in the ground.
in fact, left a hole in my heart too. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and
I like
face.
that game.
We're gonna go ahead and get out of here for real this time. Go ahead and check up on our channel at least once a week. That's how often we try to do this. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments, and we will take it under advisement. If you want to call me names, I mean, hey, I'll cry into my cup of Mountain Dew like the gamer I
People are
am.
mean. People said some mean things about Justin when we used to have Justin on this show.
How so? What things did they say about Justin?
They just didn't like the way Justin apparently presented things. Like, there was some comment about something he said about Diablo where it was like not cheesing, but you know what I mean, like getting high level loot drops or some shit like that. And he's like, fucking bitches like this four-eyed fucking bitch over here is what makes the game not fun. And I'm like, whoa, that was really fucking mean, even for a YouTube comment. And I've seen people tell me they're gonna gut my mom and then fuck her insides. Like people are cruel.
So awful. I don't want to talk about this anymore. You can our Patreon information is also down below if you feel like giving me money. And not giving me, that was a really bad way to word that.
Yeah,
but
well, good
if
job.
you feel like donating to the cause that is the Ambassadors of Gaming.
Well, I mean, it's not a donation. It is a pay. But I'm trying to figure out a better way for Patreon. Just be patient with us. I'm trying to figure out a way for it to be worth your while to, you know, invest.
Also, something we are considering. Mike and I came up with an idea for a website, and maybe sometime in the future we will discuss it and see what you all think.
Well, we gotta go through a lot of things.
Yeah,
first.
But I just thought I would throw it out in the open.
Indeed, it's a good idea. We'll see how it gets received. I think we should just do it before we say anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get it done.
Oh, sure.
So, all right.
Okay. But anyway,
Goodbye.
We're gonna get out of here. I'm Ambassador Chris.
I'm Ambassador Michael.
We're gonna see, or we're gonna bye. That's what we're gonna do. Goodbye.
Bye.